We've always called for the L-shaped recovery. So I think after the March data came out, a lot of brokers called for a V-shaped recovery or hoped for a V-shaped recovery. We think that a V-shaped recovery would not be healthy for the economy longer term, and we would think that longer term China would have less troubles down the road given the current L-shaped recovery. A couple months ago, when there was a lot of talk of hard landing, we sort of were contrarian and thought that we would be seeing more of a bumpy landing scenario, which we think we called accurately. Currently, we see protracted macroeconomic slowdown being more the base case scenario.
Now, Michelle, is China stepping back from aggressive easing?
Yes, we think that China will step back from aggressive easing. We think that there may be a reversal of monetary policy. CPI for the last month came in at 2.3, which was in line with consensus and similar to March and February. But we think CPI will be trending up towards 3% towards the 4Q of this year.
Now, China's so-called, sorry, go on.
So we think, outright rate cuts, R cuts will probably not occur in the short term, and the government will manage liquidity through short-term market operations.
China's so-called original sin was excessive debt. Do you think the country can borrow its way to long-term economic health?
We think China needs to first reduce the leverage and then focus on supply-side reforms and transitioning to a consumption economy. So we think increasing debt for long-term growth is not sustainable. But we think the government has repeatedly announced that the focus will be on reducing capacity and driving consumption. And there's still a lot of room to drive consumption. A lot of the consumer sector stimulus packages or tax cuts have still not occurred.
How do you think China's central bank will respond to a stronger dollar when the Federal Reserve does decide to raise interest rates?
Well, the PBOC has repeatedly said that they will not be benchmarking, CNY should not be benchmarked against the US dollar alone, but against a basket of currencies. So what we've seen over the past 2 months is the US dollar has been depreciating, whereas the CNY has been appreciating. So we think that should the US dollar now start appreciating, it is quite possible the CNY will depreciate.
Okay, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you so much, Michelle Leung, CEO of Xingtai Capital.
Thank you very much.